Okay, yeah, I'm putting the link in there. We're gonna talk today. We're gonna have an interactive live. We're gonna have an interactive live because I want to hear what you guys have to say about what you heard this today, and we're gonna play some of it and some important stuff that has happened. Who was watching your live in court? Infamous of you. Who was watching your live in court? Who was live watching my live in court? A lot of people. We're live. Yep. Hey Jeremy Lopez. I think he be busted for the state. The judge was on BS. Nelson. All right, come on, y'all. Let's go in here. Okay, remember, in this chat, if you cuss on this chat here, you have to pay the $5 fine. So those folks that were trying to get some cuss words out, gotta pay a fine, okay? Let's do this. Nelson said, forgive me. Nelson, you said you just did the letter. You okay. As long as you don't put the cuss words in there. Who got mad at you for standing, Miss Sylvia? Danny. Let me tell you something. Some things I rather not say over on the internet. I rather just, if I see you in person, I'll tell you in person, okay? Today was crazy to me. Let's start with love. She couldn't contain herself when Hilton was up. Sylvia, you said you was being watched. Freedom of speech in full effect. You was going to give us a detail tonight. I'm trying to find the best way to give you guys a detail without getting any retaliation because, I'm still in the courtroom. And, there are people who have friends that are part of the legal team in the courtroom, and they will find ways to prolong, like even my arrest that time. Remember, they have people made decision and make sure that I don't get out that quick, make it a little bit inconvenient for me. You'll be surprised, y'all, for folks do. But anyway, I don't want to stay on a negative tone. I need to stay in a positive tone. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to stay in a positive tone. Okay, let's go ahead on and start talking about pass is not paying. Here's a link. Pass away, y'all. Here's a link. Scream and not flip her wig. Tell Miss Adams she's cute. Okay, Belle Bonds. I tell her you said she's cute. I will tell her. She's smart and she's beautiful. Oh yes, don't tell it yet. We'll be here for the documentary later. All right, who's coming up? Slick, are you coming up? Matt, are you coming up? And who's coming up? Let's talk about today. Okay, do y'all want me to put some videos up so we can talk? I told you guys. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. Remember I was telling you about Trini? Man, y'all, Trini today was, I know for a fact, without a shadow of doubt, that Trini is through. Trini is through. When I tell you, because remember, Twister, I told you Twister been gone a while, right? Trini is our newest member of the elite of the shenanigan that's going on in the courtroom. Trini is done. Okay. Goober and I found out Ryder's an alternate. Ryder's an alternate. Goober is an alternate. Zesty is a real juror. Zesty's a real juror. Twister is a real juror. Fluffy is a real juror. Fluffy is a real juror. Mask? It's a real juror, but we don't know about Mask. Nose is a real juror. Remember Nose? I'm giving y'all the names, y'all. I'm giving you guys the names. They will never guess it because they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. But Zesty is one of the jurors. Zesty is one of the jurors. Yes, Zesty is one of the jurors. We got Fluffy, Twister. We got Goober, Trini, Ryder. All right, so we can't move away because that's one of the questions they always ask me in here. How is the juror doing? What was jurors thinking about? This is my point of view. Nothing is concrete. Okay. This is my point of view. I'm entitled to have my point of view based on what I see. Okay. All right. Is what I see. SpongeBob. SpongeBob. Yeah. SpongeBob didn't do anything today. SpongeBob didn't do anything today. No. SpongeBob didn't. Y'all remember SpongeBob? SpongeBob rarely do anything. What should be the next giveaway? Slick, y'all. I love Slip, man. Slick be doing that thing. He gave away stuff. So do we want to move over to what we saw today? I know somebody said they want to hear about Woody. Okay. If y'all heard the live coverage today, they're trying to keep it kind of hush hush who's coming up next, right? But yesterday, it was giving the list was given of who was coming up next. And so you already know the Hertz person came already. The dad is finished, right? The Infinity guys come on tomorrow. He's really tall. The Infinity guy is really tall. And then you got this one other person. Let me see the name that they gave before. Hold on a second. Hold on, let's see. Hey, yeah, I know the guy was from Ghana, but I was just trying to be funny, right? Because he had that French accent. I was like, he's a Haitian, and y'all was trying to fight me about the Haitian part. I was like, he's my people and all that. So, yeah, do y'all want me to bring bots? I was told to bring bots on on YouTube so you could talk about some other topic. I think nah, I said Haitian by way of Ghana. I did say that, didn't I? Dom, go ahead, say something. Dom? What is going on with Dom? Can he hear y'all? Yeah, the Hertz guy was the bomb. Oh yeah, let me bring my stuff up. Hold on. Yeah, did y'all know that was
I'm here. I'm listening.
okay? Because I was trying to figure out what happened to you. Hi, Dom, y'all. Meet my child, Dom, my other child.
What up, y'all? What's poppin'?
I'm just joking, y'all. That's my baby. Me and him used to fight all the time, but he's moved on. He's grown up. He's left his nest. Let me stop. I'm just joking.
It's crazy.
All right, let's
Crazy.
go. He's chilling, y'all. Let's go ahead. So, Don, hey, did you get a chance to watch the live today? Okay, why am I starting you on now?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't even. I only watched a little bit of court today too. I only caught a little bit of it. Of the it was like towards the end, low key. But I haven't went back and seen really what happened. So
Oh,
basically, what happened today? You're playing what happened today?
yeah, I'm about to play
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some parts of Donovan Thomas Senior part because I did who knew that the guy in the red jacket was the son? Who knew the guy? Oh, and I do have pictures for y'all too. Who knew the guy in the red jacket was the dad? I mean the son. Did y'all figure that out? Did y'all figure that out? Did y'all figure that out? No, Mariah wasn't there during that time. She came afterwards. All right, let me go ahead and play it. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. That would be terrible. They are investigating while during this trial.
Here, ma'am, madam.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as 325 Yankee Alpha. Tell me if you recognize what's it containing two.
I'm sorry. Don't that sound like somebody's breathing hard? Do you see? Do you hear that breathing, y'all? I didn't hear that before. Do you? Because I was at the court. Do y'all hear somebody sound like they breathing hard? Hey, Dee Dee, did you finish your plumbing situation? But yeah, do you hear the breathing hard? Hey, Green, Agam, is the daddy breathing hard like that? Okay. Dang, I was like, who's breathing that hard? Uh, Drew Diggamy says you. I was trying to figure out who was breathing. It was like, oh my God. I was like, I didn't hear it when I was at the court. Okay, hold on.
325 Yankee Alpha.
Yes.
Okay. And who do you recognize individually?
Oh, Nut and Quan.
Okay. And does that appear to be a fair and accurate depiction of Nut Quan back in 2014?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender Stacy Exhibit 325 Yankee Alpha into evidence. And I can show the court.
Look at Love's face. What does she look like she smells?
Any objection to state
Now, y'all see her face?
325 Yankee Alpha? All right, it's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
So looking at 325 Yankee Alpha, first, what is the date of 325 Yankee Alpha?
October 22nd, 2024. 2014, I'm sorry.
Okay. And do you see your son?
Yes,
And is he the individual in the gray shirt?
yes,
Right. And then you also see Rich Homie Quan.
yes,
And is he the individual in the red hat?
yes.
Pastor's in the dark again, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
You may.
I'm showing you what's been marked as exhibit 328 Yankee. You recognize this as 328 Yankee.
Yes,
And how do you recognize 328?
my son.
And is that a fair accurate picture of your son in 2014?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time say like 10 and 328.
Any objection to state 328 Yankee? Not on behalf of Mr. Williams. All right, it's admitted and may be published as you see fit.
Thank you. And what's the date of that picture?
May 24th, 2014.
Now, you talked earlier about a conflict. Now, without saying what if anything your son said, did your son have any conversations with you about why it's up that day?
Yes.
I'll rule the objection, Mr. Steele.
Were those conversations about music?
No.
Hold on. T-Mac wants to know about the meetup.
You can also sustain that objection.
What was your understanding of those conversations?
Still hearsay.
In that conversation, did you discuss music with your son?
No.
Now, leading up to January 10th, 2015, did you have any knowledge of your son being concerned for his safety leading up to January 10th of 2015?
No.
I'll rule the objection.
Did you observe your son acting in a manner that he had concern for his safety?
No, not for his sake.
I will rule the objection. As Mr. Sharp.
Now, when it's specifically taken to January 10th, 2015, did you speak with Donovan that day?
Yes,
Did you all have plans for the day?
yes.
What were your plans?
To watch the playoff football game that evening.
And where were you going to watch the playoff games?
Oh.
Where were you going to watch the playoff games?
We were gonna watch it at a sports bar and grill on Memorial Drive.
And do you recall what time you all planned to leave that day?
About 8 o'clock that night, somewhere in there.
Was it just going to be you and Donovan, or was anyone else going to join you?
No, it was gonna be some more people there too.
Was any of your other sons going to be with you as well?
Well, I know DeMonte was with him because I knew I had talked to him. They was getting a haircut, so I knew DeMonte was gonna be with him. But that was about it.
And you said you knew your son was going to get a haircut. Were both of them getting haircuts?
Yes.
Do you know where they got their haircut?
Northside and McDaniel, Mr. George.
Did you go to Mr. George as well?
No.
Did you know if they ever made it to the barbershop?
Yes.
Oh my Lord, that breathing getting on my nerve.
On that night of January 10th.
Dom, you don't that breathing bother you? Oh, Dom left us.
Yes.
Where were you when you wanted your son's hair?
At the sports bar on Memorial Drive.
I want to show you a
Oh my God. Oh, cheese and crackers. Shit. That's what y'all was listening to all day? I could see. I'm in the courtroom. You don't hear that stuff that close like this. Oh, Mr. Hertz was worse. Oh Lord. Oh my goodness. I feel sorry for y'all. I'm sorry, guys. Oh Lord, y'all was hearing all that. Oh, that breathing, man. I would have. Oh, that would have been like, oh, what are you doing? Why don't the state use the podium anymore? Because they don't want to. They lazy.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as did a 292.
They trying to be close to the
Charlie
jury.
1, 292 Yankee Charlie 2, and 292 Yankee Charlie 3. Tell me if you recognize the individual in the red jacket in those three images.
Yes.
How do you recognize that individual?
That's my son.
And does that appear to be how your son looked back in January 2015?
Yes.
Which son?
My youngest son, DeMonte.
Is that the same DeMonte we talked about earlier?
Yes.
Your Honor, this time the state would like to tender Stacey did the 292 Yankee Charlie 1, 292 Yankee Charlie 2, and 292 Yankee Charlie 3.
Any objection to states 292 Yankee Charlie 1, 2, or 3? All right, all right, hearing none, they're admitted and may be published as you see fit.
First, look at 292 Yankee Charlie 1. Where's your son at in this picture?
Right here in the barber shop.
And DeMonte, is he younger than Donovan?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what's their difference in age?
2 years apart.
Okay. Now look at 292 Yankee Charlie 2. Is that another image of your son?
Yes.
And then 292 Yankee Charlie 3. Is that another image of your son?
Yes.
All right. And I think I asked you earlier, do you know what the BGCMB stands for?
No.
And in this picture, do you see a firearm in your son's hand? We're going back to Yankee Charlie 2.
Natasha's here. Natasha,
Hey y'all.
where you
I can't
been?
hear him either.
Oh, okay.
I can't really see.
Last time you was up here, you were mighty quiet. What's going on?
Listen, we owe Pastor an apology.
Why we owe Pastor apology?
He said the Hertz man was coming.
Yep, I told y'all he was coming.
I'm sorry, Pastor. I'm sorry. I forgive me. I called you that you didn't know what you're talking about. I apologize, Pastor.
It's
He
all
still
love.
don't know what
It's
he
all
talking
love.
Finally, Pastor got something. He need to get the money right. He still owe the money over here.
It's $1.99 that he still owe you because he only
No,
paid
198. 198.
Yeah.
His,
Mm-mm.
he, 1
It's
penny.
interest. It's interest. He owe you $198.
Okay. They said you were doing good until you messed up. Somebody said Pastor broke. Pastor, they say you broke.
Not without 99 of them jobs.
I'm blessed to be okay. If I got y'all on mute, I'm on the highway, so that's why I'm not saying nothing until you finish playing the recap.
Pastor, where the money at?
Where the money
Where,
at?
where's
Pastor's
the money?
gonna keep ignoring because Pastor said I gave $1.98. That's all I need to do. Give $1.99. That's what he gave. So
That don't even cover that nasty meatloaf she ate.
I'm
That-
gonna take
so
I'm
nasty.
gonna take care of Miss Sylvia. You know what, Miss Sylvia? Lunch is on me tomorrow.
We don't believe it until we see the cash app.
Okay. I'm sending DoorDash.
Nah, we don't. She don't need no DoorDash. She need the money.
Mm-mm.
You can dispute DoorDash. We like the cash.
I don't do no disputing. I hate when customers do that.
Mm-mm. Pastor, you ain't paid up yet, so you dispute.
Okay, Zenix says, by the way, look, Stug is coming home.
Hopefully so.
Chat. Okay, we got that. Not Uber and Lyft.
He
Look,
said DoorDash, y'all. He ain't say
get it right.
Uber.
They said
He
get it
ain't say
right.
Uber.
Wait a minute, how you get to not $598.01? Ooh,
They
what is
taking
this
on
on?
interest. Pastor, you owe her some money.
Bro,
What
when
are
you
you
go
doing?
ahead,
You
They
owe her
go-
some.
They busted you right in the head, Pastor. They got you at $598.01, Pastor.
they gonna take me to collections next.
They are. Look at that.
Listen, and we will report it to all 3 credit bureaus. You owe her, and we will not stop until we get her money.
They said, did Nut Brother put the gun on the car seat?
That's a oof.
Now I have a serious question about that, right? As somebody that's brother, like both of y'all in the game, right? Your brother getting shot at. You coming out as the shooting is happening. You telling me you don't shoot back?
Nope, because I'm gonna shoot back. I did it already.
Pastor, stop implicating yourself. We are not co-defendants.
No, we're not.
We do not know anything that he's saying. We cannot testify regarding it. I did not hear it.
I'm just saying what he would say. I didn't do it. Because here's the thing, you're not gonna tell me that man came in that barbershop with that gun, okay? And this is why they didn't want to call him. This is why they didn't subpoena him, because the state knew it would have made them just look foolishness. First of all, Big Nut was in the game, okay? Now I'm sympathetic to his death because I done been there.
I'm not sympathetic for it because
Yo, what's good? What's good, y'all?
Hey, Dom.
It comes with the,
How's it going?
He doesn't hear us.
Hey,
We're
Dom.
fine, Don. Can you hear us, Dom? Oh, you're in delay. I think Dom is in delay, y'all.
I don't know if you can see this, Miss Sylvia. They said they found the Rico.
I can hear you. I'm listening. I'm just listening. Y'all go ahead.
They found the Rico is pastor.
Okay,
Oh, Lord
talk
Jesus.
last set. Let's go ahead on and do the recap, and then we can do the talking stuff. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I'm putting her in mute.
Thank you, Talk Glass, to keep us focused. Thank you, Talk Glass, because we get all over the place sometimes. All right, guys, let's go ahead.
That's fine. Who said it might be one? Did your son call you at all from the scene that night?
Yes.
Is that how you learned about your son's passing?
Yes.
Prior to today, had you seen a still image of that barbershop video back in 2015?
No.
Okay. Had you seen a caption like this on the news back in 2015 of your son?
Yes.
Okay. Was it from him in the barbershop?
No, it was him in the Texaco, I believe. Walking in the Texaco.
Okay. Was he wearing the same outfit when he was in the
Yes.
Texaco? Did you provide that information to law enforcement back in 2015?
Yes, I provided to Detective Thorpe.
And did you tell Detective Thorpe what your son's name was?
Yes.
Did you give Detective Thorpe information on how to contact him?
Yes.
To your knowledge, do you know if Detective Thorpe ever contacted your son back in 2015?
No.
How soon after your son's death did you provide that information to Detective Thorpe?
The very next morning.
Now, after you learned about Donovan, what happened to Donovan, did you go anywhere?
To the hospital, you mean? Yes.
And while at the hospital, did a young lady by the name of Kenya Morgan, or AKA Bushi, appear at the hospital?
Yes.
And were you familiar with her?
Yes.
How were you familiar with her?
He and her dad kind of came up together when we were younger.
Back in 2015, were you aware she had a boyfriend?
Yes.
Who was her boyfriend?
Yak got it.
Did you know his given name?
No.
And while at the hospital, did you eventually learn your son passed away?
Yes.
Now, after your son passed away, did you ever know of any of your other sons to hang around or be around Jeffrey Williams after your son passed away?
No.
And let me be clear, did you ever know any of your sons to speak with Jeffrey Williams after your son passed away?
No.
I'll rule the objection.
Did you know of your sons ever hang around with Jeffrey Williams, hang with Jeffrey Williams after your son passed away?
I sustain that objection.
I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as defense exhibit JW22A. Looking at State's exhibit, defense exhibit JW222A, do you recognize anyone inside this exhibit?
Yes.
Who do you recognize?
My son and Mr. Williams.
Okay, where's your son? And which son is that?
Marquavius.
Okay, and then where's Mr. Williams? Do you know when this video was filmed?
No.
Okay, let me ask you this. After your son Donovan passed away, to your knowledge, was Greedy ever be in a video with Mr. Williams?
No.
Would any of your sons ever be in a video with Mr. Williams after Donovan passed away?
No.
I stand the objection.
Were they in any videos to your knowledge after Mr. Williams passed away?
No.
I stand the objection.
Have you seen videos of Mr. Williams after?
But how would he know that though?
Yeah.
How would he know that if he was in a previous video?
No.
You would.
That don't make no sense. Because if they're not testifying themselves, then how exactly that's hearsay? I mean, to be real, or his opinion rather.
Without saying anything that DeMonte said to you, did DeMonte come to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. Did you observe DeMonte's demeanor at the hospital?
Yes.
What was DeMonte's demeanor at the hospital about his brother passing away?
He was distraught.
Now, did you ever speak with DeMonte about going to the police about what happened?
Yeah, he said he didn't want to talk to nobody about it.
I stand the objection.
What was his reaction to you when you suggested that he go?
He didn't want to be involved with it.
You don't want to be involved with it. Your brother got killed. You don't want to be involved with it? Does that make sense?
And sitting here now, do you know why?
Yeah, it kind of makes sense when you're looking at street code. When you're looking at logic code, it doesn't make sense.
I stand the objection, though. That's the formal question.
Now, after your son's passing, did you know of any of his friends to make an album or a song for your son?
Yes.
Okay, who?
Lucci,
And
Quan.
Lucci and Quan. So let's start with Lucci. Was it a song or an album or both?
Both.
And have you ever seen the artwork for the album?
For Lucci album?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the title of the album?
Long Live Nut.
Miss Sylvia, I got a question.
Mhm.
Now, how can you know somebody all of their life and you don't know their real government name? Like, you cool with their daddy, but you don't know their government name.
That's a very good question.
And then Sylvia, Randall was saying that because what I'm saying is that's basically hearsay. Because how would he know what his sons would say or what they would do unless you ask them directly under oath, right? But Randall was saying that I guess he's under some special hearsay law. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Lying at.
Now, Miss Sylvia, do y'all have the microphone when they go up there to do approach? Like the little headphones so you can hear what's going on?
No. Mm-mm.
I think she stepped away.
Miss Sylvia,
No,
question.
I just answered the question. Why did Dom say I stepped away?
Oh, because I didn't hear you. I didn't hear anything. It went silent.
Miss Sylvia, question. Do they know where y'all cameras is? Cause I'm noticing that Love and Brown like stands like right in the way.
The camera is
Do
a
they?
big old camera right there in the courtroom.
So like, are y'all all monitored into that one camera, that
Yep.
system?
Yep.
Okay, so they know what they're doing because they stand right directly in the way, especially Brown. I see Brown do it a little bit more than anybody else.
And that's what I've said in the beginning, that, because people was like talking about the judge, his name is Ural. Ural. I call him urinal. You know what I'm saying? But they was clowning him because they were like, oh, he's on TV or whatever. And he doesn't know what he's doing. Nah, he's purposely doing that because, like you just said about the Love lady, they know they're on TV and how big this case is, so they're gonna make some entertainment with it. You know what I'm saying? Euro, he knows what he's doing as far as giving a little. He tries to. One day he'll side with or try to side with the defense, but he really don't. But he hears what people say. I feel like.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the hour being nearly lunch, and we haven't had a comfort break. Let's go ahead and achieve a couple of goals. We'll go ahead and recess for lunch. I'd like you all to be back for 1 o'clock, and then we'll continue with our examination. Mr. Thomas, I'm going to release you until, if you can be back at 1 o'clock. Don't discuss your testimony with anybody except the attorneys in this case, okay? All right, sir. You may stand down.
All right, so jury.
Jury has left us. We'll see you at 1 o'clock. All right.
So I've been wondering, has anybody been talking to the judge about his time? Because I've noticed for this week, he's been making the comfort breaks and lunches the same time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But Sylvia, I was watching earlier when you had the attorney on, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm with you, Miss Sylvia. You ain't gonna tell me I'm getting paid $25. Y'all ain't paying for my lunch. I thought they was feeding them because I remember earlier. I think you said they was or was trying to. No, I heard Judge Glanville asked the sheriff like 2 or 3 times, was like lunch there. So I mean, who doing was that, or did they stop feeding them? Like,
They never fed him. They never fed him.
Oh, so the lunch was for like for Thug and them. Is that
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, all right. Wow.
What's the typical lunch they normally eat?
Who
Like,
was thugging him?
yeah, do they get to order food, or is it
No,
like
I've heard
food?
first when they first started, they were getting like food that was like ordered because they used to stay late. real late. But
Mhm.
now I hear that they're getting the food from the jail.
Oh yeah, they had to
Wow.
give me a bond because you ain't finna do me like
Give
that. They had to give me a bond.
me the ball.
I mean, I just don't understand why that hasn't been brought back up. And she made a good point today. Attorney Adams made a good point today. Like that would have been the first thing I would have said had, they told me 2 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. I done got pulled for jury duty a couple times, and I'm telling you, I am biased every time I step in there. I
Every
don't got
time.
nothing good to say. I don't care if you want me to. No, I'm gonna always feel like the state is wrong.
That's what I tell them all the time.
They say who shot Nut? I don't know.
You know what? I was looking at SETI. I'm feeling like what SETI said, man. I
What's
don't
that?
even think I don't think Thug and them got nothing to do with this. Like no part of it. I think this was something else. All of
He's
them are gangs.
But did you see the way they had the guns and they had to make sure to get it out of the way? I mean, it seemed like he
Yeah.
knew this was gonna happen. Something was like,
Yes. Yeah. You ain't gonna tell y'all just standing out there with guns. That don't make sense.
Well, you gotta think about it. Any hood that you go to, right? You got the neighborhood big boy, like the as he said, they call him Big Bro. That come in the neighborhood and ain't nobody else packing. Even the man with the white t-shirt that stood up there, I can't even think his name. He stood up there and he telling y'all he a drug dealer. You telling me that at any point anybody could have robbed him because he ain't had no weapon on him?
Makes
It's not
sense.
possible. And for
Yeah.
him to be had been shot, he was the only person that went on the other side of that car, besides the 14-year-old that was shot, that was on the ground. Remember, they said they had to go on the other side of the car to get to the
Yep.
other victim. So
Hmm.
who else was shooting? And you can't tell me that y'all didn't test Nut fingers for gunshot residue. So y'all didn't know that he was shooting back, or something
They
that y'all
pro-
just wanted to overlook.
they overlooked it because he's at this point he's the victim. They don't even really care. It's like considered black on black crime.
Yeah,
That's
you
that's what
get
it
that
is.
right. You get
Yeah.
that right. But then
Yeah.
if your homeboy telling you, yeah, oh, he got his shot at off too. It was like a setup. First off, if you said it's a setup, the only people that was around y'all was y'all people. So if it was a setup, the setup had to come internally through y'all
Hmm.
people. And it was
Yeah.
so many people that left that scene so quick, getting in cars.
Yeah.
They didn't even reach out to see who them people was.
Yeah.
And even the white t-shirt guy, he said, I don't even know some of the cats. So, but then you say you can't come into the neighborhood and
Without
you
saying
still got
no.
like a sore thumb.
Hmm. Like what I seen today, period, especially when Hertz got up there, y'all been wanted Thug a long time ago. When that
Man,
man came out of his mouth and said, I ain't know this man until y'all decided to show me the picture and basically told me like this is what you supposed to say. Okay, this is what you're supposed to say. Look, and he came in there and said,
that man
nah,
said what he wanted to say, and they couldn't
exactly.
stop him from saying it. And what's frustrating, and if she's watching District Attorney Love, you need to take some notes. Write this down. If you're going to try and even like even attempt to win this case, maybe, just maybe, you need to stop with the antics, like the neck roll or the bobbing head, because people see this stuff. If we
Yes.
see it and we're not there, imagine the impact that it's having on the jury, because they're looking at you. They're
Yeah.
looking at your response to what's happening because they see commotion going. The best thing for you to do, especially in this situation, would be, hey, even if you want to slide them a little note, wait and let them handle it, because it was several instances. And if you're going to do the recap, if you watch when she was cross-examining, when she was doing direct, and even when they came back to rebuttal and they were doing cross, where Hilton would say, like she would put a finger up to tell her to wait
Wait
and
a
let
minute.
her
Yeah.
finish talking. Like she
See,
would interrupt her while she's talking and she couldn't even get her thought out. That is very disrespectful to your colleague because it
yes.
shows that she's incompetent.
Yeah. I Here's what I think. I'm not gonna say I feel as though that all of them, even Brown, but my thing is like this. And Miss Silver, you can probably let us know better because I have been looking at this for the past couple of days, and Love have not been up there. Now I don't know whether Fanny has told her like, listen, they at your heels. They at your heels like with a pit bull. You show no compassion, you show no coof, okay, or not. But she ain't been up there. Okay. I don't know if she know the witnesses and she letting Brown and them take their licks or whatever the situation may be.
They're not good witnesses for her to be up there. I guarantee you when Woody comes up there, when Detective Thorpe comes up there, she's going to be front row center. If you notice, in all of the witnesses that she lets Brown hold, they're weak witnesses anyway, and it's like she's hanging him out to dry. First off, he needs to take a public speaking class because you don't get in front of anybody and say
Yeah.
let me check. Can we indulge the court really quickly? Like
That was the wrong
you don't
that was the
have.
wrong question that I asked. Let me ask another one.
It's like I gotta go check with my mom to make sure that it's okay for me to access or it's okay for me to be done. Like it's not giving. I'm a grown man. I'm handling this direct, and I know the questions that I need to ask. It's giving. I gotta go check with my mom to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. And if I need to ask one more question, or I may need to lean a little further or say something else, and you can't even pose the question correctly. That in itself shows the incompetence of the DA's team. Because at the end of the day, like if all you're gonna do is have Hilton and him cross, it's pointless. Even the white bald kind of losing hair white guy, he's good. But some of the things he says, sometimes he can be a little bit aggressive when he comes off. And it's giving, I want to get you to to say what I want you to say. It's like it's rehearsed. And even after they took the break, like the break that we're on right now, where he took lunch in the comfort, even after cross, when they were doing cross and they stopped in the middle of cross, that's one thing I hate. Don't stop when this man is actually, like, you can't have this bad of a bladder that you have to take a break unless somebody else is asking all of these times. But it can't be that you can't hold your bladder enough to where you got to take 30, 40-minute breaks. Like how's this being ran? And
I don't think it's him. I think it's the dog.
That dog,
I don't think
listen,
it's
my dog be in the cage from sometimes 8 a.m. if I have to go to like 4:30. And sometimes I leave my house at 5 a.m. and I don't get home until 4. And his bladder is probably this big. He's 6 pounds. If he can hold his bladder, I know for sure that dog can hold his bladder. If that doesn't show, and this is y'all, I'm gonna say this disclosure because this does not reflect Miss Sylvia's opinion. Dealing with a lot of military vets, I have never in my life, I have never seen something like this. And what I would say is, and that attorney was correct, 100% for sure. I would have automatically wanted him gone because at the end of the day, you show an emotional imbalance. You can be possibly triggered at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Anybody that has any type of PTSD, no matter what it is, they can be triggered at any moment. That means you don't know how to handle yourself. And not saying that you're not a official, but it gives too much ground for I can piss you off. And that's how Shar is so easy to get under his skin. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be that triggered by any counsel. I don't care if it's because even today, when he said, I need you guys to go into your quarters really quickly. I can tell that you can see in the comments, everybody like, oh, he finna get on still. Like he finna get still the business. Like, you don't think the people know what's going on? He has an emotional chemical balance, and he should not be heading this trial. This is too personal for him.
I don't like because I know I'm not in the law. I'm not in the law. That's my brother thing. But I don't like for how he gets at Steele when Steele says, Your Honor, it's in evidence. Now I can see if it was some hearsay, okay? But the man is playing back something that's in evidence. and you still don't want him to do it. It's like he already know, like, all right, yeah, I know it's in evidence, but you're gonna do what I say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you play it because you probably chop and screw it up. You probably point. You know what I'm saying? The the different things in the video that the state does not want to go through because the state is only, you see this video, pause. You see that? Pause. Um, that's what the state is doing, and I think still because they have the evidence is looking like, oh, you feel me? Because I remember still saying one time, like, even in the opening statement, Stills was like, well, the state is not showing the whole thing. So that's what I really don't like about him. Like, if you're gonna let the state put theirs on, not unless he just waiting and he's saying, all right, well, Stills and them, I'm not gonna let you do it. Use it with your case in chief. That's the only other thing that I can basically say, but that bulls me. You feel me? You ain't gonna tell me I got evidence and they put it in and I can't pull it back up.
Sylvia, I have a question. What was it like after they tried to play like the lifestyle video? Like did the jury like did they have like any kind of emotion like they wanted to see it? Or because I don't understand what's the purpose of not playing the video when so many other videos have been played.
Too much cussing.
Did you not hear that man say, why is I'm here? This don't got shit to do with me? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. He repeatedly said that. Like, why is I'm here? Like, I've never heard that word. Why is I'm? Like,
why is I'm here? That's as bad as the one dude. Me and my brother joke about it all the time. My man holla out, my head's still here. I'm sorry for that man sitting like that, but after this court case, I'm letting you know it's gonna be some comedy. But like I said, I don't today.
It's gonna be a civil suit that happens after this case. If he is acquitted of all charges, or let's say he pleads to like a lesser charge, I don't even think he's gonna plead. Let's say he's convicted of a lesser charge, like let's say perhaps like the jury, justice, whatever, and they convict him. If they don't get him on this RICO charge, he's gonna sue.
Oh, they know that. They know it. So that's why they're gonna do what they're gonna do. If Thug gets the only thing, if Thug get away with any of this, they probably just gonna hit him like what I think like the drugs or the one gun that really doesn't even hold a value. That's why Judge Glanville was like, don't mention the raid at his home. You feel me? So they already know, like way before we know, like plain and simple. I just can't wait until they.
So y'all, I have a question for all y'all in the chat. Do y'all think that Woody is gonna make the DA's case? I don't know why I have a notion that Woody's gonna come in and he's probably gonna corroborate a lot of stuff that the DA is saying.
Probably, but will it stand?
I don't think so, because I feel like that still has so much up his sleeve for Woody that it's gonna be to the point where it's gonna be objection, 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 and he's not gonna even be able to get his questions out.
So I'm waiting for my boy Keith Adams. I miss Keith.
Keith is not going to do him. Keith is going to do the other people.
No, but I just love Keith. Keith get up there. Keith commands the room. He get the pointing. Okay, looking like Samuel L. Jackson. Okay.
But I don't think Keith would be the right person to cross-examine Woody. I don't think so, because you got to think Steele is more. He's more kind-hearted. He's more. And I'm not saying he's not intellectual. I feel like Adams is very intellectual, but still has a way of saying something without it coming off very offensive. Whereas Adams his delivery is very direct, and it can cause tension between him and the person. Because even you, as Sylvia said in the chat, when Nut's dad became aggressive, he kind of backed him down a little bit. Because you can't be nasty. You can't be nasty to somebody that's being nice to you. You can't.
Yeah, he still was being nasty.
Oh, it was written all over his. I can only imagine what the family was doing the whole time. Like it's unbelievable the amount of lies that you would get up there and tell. Like we gonna call a spade a spade. You act like you didn't know what your son
Your
was doing.
son, neither one of them at
And
that.
then when they said that they were trying to use this stuff to impeach him, I was just kind of confused as to why they wouldn't allow him to use certain evidence to impeach him when he was it clearly shows that he was lying. And then the state was able to come, like when they went on that break, I feel like they told him to not identify people when their back was turned. Because you can clearly tell the back of a person. Like I can see 3 dreads from Jeffrey Williams, and I know it's Jeffrey Williams. Them blonde dreads, you know who that is.
Yeah.
Who could it be? You know who your son Big Back was, because I definitely thought he said Big Back business. I didn't think he said big business.
Nut. Listen, nut rest in peace. Listen, this is crazy. I don't think Jeffrey and them had anything to do with Nut. I just think that this was, and that's another thing that I think that should be, maybe they're gonna zone in on that later, but I understand y'all trying to prove that if gang or whatever and YSL they had, they had beefs or whatever the situation may be. But people still have beef with other people, have words with other people. That doesn't mean that these particular group of people, just because you saw them with this person.
Man, Sylvia, why would you pin that up there?
But that's
Why?
for you.
Why would you pin that up there?
Because he's asking you a question.
Oh, T-Mac, don't tell my exact location.
Hey, Slick is
T-Mac just answered the question for him.
Slick is my bodyguard, so I gotta, abide by what he asked.
Oh, that was who was riding you around town?
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's my bodyguard.
Okay. But yeah, I don't really
Pastor
find it to a
said zip it.
Somebody says zip it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what they said.
let me
Well, I want for whoever that said zip it, come on. That's what I want.
let me forward this.
Okay,
Come on,
listen.
come on, let's just listen. I was trying to give you a chance to talk, but let's do this.
Some of the
Let me tell you, love do not sit still at all. Y'all talk about me having HDD, whatever that thing is. Love has it.
Mr. Thomas, my deepest sympathy.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you some questions, and I'm going to take you back to January 10th, 2015. Okay, I apologize, but
Yes, sir.
all right. At some point that evening, going into the 11th day of January 2015, is it fair to say you're at the hospital?
Yes.
All right, and your son is fighting for his life?
Yes.
And at the hospital with you are other family members, close personal friends of the family. Is that true?
Yes.
And one of the people there is your daughter, Miss Sequoia Cade. Is that fine?
Yes.
Fair. And you mentioned on direct examination with Prosecutor Hilton that she has a relationship, has children, I think two. I don't know if you mentioned that, but I believe two children with a gentleman named Kelvin Treadwell or O.G. Bentley, or I think you said B. Is that all true?
Yes,
All right. And is it fair to say that Ms. Cade and Mr. Treadwell had a child, an infant child, still in a car seat on the night of January 10th, 2015, if you can remember?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Is it fair to say that after January 10th, 2015, the two of them had a second child at some point?
Yes,
Do you remember approximately how long after January 10th, 2015, you were blessed with the second child in your family between Miss Cade and Mr. Treadwell?
maybe 5 years, 4 to 5 years.
All right. Also at the hospital, among other people, I'm not limiting it, is a young lady who I think you used the name Bushi. Do you remember that? Being
Yes.
about that?
Yes,
Do you know her given name?
no,
All right. If I told you the given name, would that refresh your memory, or you just don't?
no,
know?
I just don't know it.
Okay. Then Bushi is also close, obviously close friends of the family. Fair to say?
Yes,
And she wouldn't hurt your family as far as you know. Is that true?
I stay in New Jersey.
The closeness that Bushi has to your family, explain that to the jurors. How far it goes back.
her father and I came up when we were young together.
And you and the father of Bushi, I understand you don't know her true given name, but are close.
Not anymore.
Okay. You were close.
Yes,
And you were close on January 10th, 2015, that time.
yes.
All right. Now, I'd like to go through some of the videos or exhibits, rather, with you, okay?
Mhm.
I'd like to just start with, and then we'll circle back, but I'd like to start with an exhibit that you identified, I believe, states exhibit number 324Y. And you could find it in front of you if you have to, but it's going to come up on the screen. Can you start with that, Mr. And Your Honor, can Mr. Kokomo, it's in evidence, share that? It could also be to your left if that's easier for you.
Mhm.
Either way, above you, and it's also to your behind
Okay.
you to your left.
Mhm.
So, if you know, is there any? Do you have any knowledge in the hands? Well, identify again for the jurors. They just heard it one time. Who are the people in the picture?
My sons,
Can you just name them from either way?
DeMonte, Kelvin, Marquavius, and Donovan.
The hands.
What
of the-
exhibit are you showing, sir, just for the record?
Say, oh, it's the State's Exhibit 324Y.
Yankee.
Yes.
Okay, all
Do you know if it means anything, what the hand signal of your child is making all the way on the picture to the left? Do you know what
No.
that means?
No,
If it means anything.
no, I don't know.
How about your child in the second to the left? Do you know what that means?
No,
Okay. All right. And then it's written there. This is on your child, and I understand the relationship you spelled out, but this is on Mr. Shelkel's social media account. Is that fair to say?
yes,
You recognize that, right? And I think you don't know what BGCMB, I think you said you don't know what that stands for?
no,
Did Mr. Thomas, do you know what CMB? Do you have a family member? Did Mr. Thomas have a family member with the initial CMB?
yes, we do.
Can you tell the jurors who that is?
Christopher Marquez Bennett.
And is he with us now?
No, he's not.
And when did he tragically pass?
Oh, I'm not sure what year, but I want to say maybe 2010, 11, somewhere in there.
Okay. And then the BG, did you notice some people wearing BG? Do you know what that stands for at all? On the BG and then CMB, same initials? as a child?
No,
You don't know? Okay. All right. And then underneath that, you see the writing by a gentleman who is known as Shellkel, nicknamed Shellkel. You see that like a car, but a K instead of the C. You see that?
mm-hmm,
With 4 wheels.
yes,
Okay. And how we ride together, and then BGCMB. And then it tags someone. You got that?
yes,
All right. All right. I'd like to go back now because I think I understand. You're not with your child all the time. True.
true,
And you're giving your best information to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury today, right?
yes,
But your son, you were trying to give information best as you knew on his relationship with various people you were asked about, right?
correct,
I'd like to focus on people that I believe you said, and if I'm wrong, just say, Brian, you're wrong. Brian Birdman Williams, I think you said that there was a stoppage or a change of relationship after summer 2014. If I'm wrong, just say I'm wrong.
you're correct.
All right. And summer 2014 to you is about when? What month?
Just say April to June, July, somewhere in there.
So by July, go ahead, sir, I interrupted.
No, anywhere from like April to July, August, because August started changing over into the fall months.
So after August of 2014, July, August 2014, to your observation, you don't see much connection between your son and Mr. Brian Birdman Williams. Is
correct.
that your testimony?
Yes,
And Jeffrey Williams,
correct.
same exact scenario, fair to say?
Yes,
Okay. I'd like to go through some exhibits with you. If I may, some of them are in evidence, some of them are not yet in evidence, and the ones that are not in evidence, we're going to show to you, okay?
all right.
The first one I'd like Mr. Kokomo to put up is Mr. Williams. It's in evidence, Your Honor, already. Jeffrey Williams, number 13. It'll pop up again on your screen behind you, and Mr. Thomas,
Mhm.
if it is easier for you, I'm not telling you it is, but
Yeah,
it's also.
I know it's here too.
You like that one? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is already in evidence. Mr. Kokomo, Your Honor, put up Jeffrey Williams exhibit number 13. And you recognize this as a post from your child.
Correct,
True. And when I say a post, we're talking about it's uploaded to social media, right?
yes,
Okay. And this date is May 26, 2014. So it's before the July, August term that you gave us, 2014, right?
Mhm.
True?
yes,
Okay. And what it says is that your child wrote big business _ entertainment or ENT _ nut, me and little bra at Thugger 1, booling at Big Homie at Birdman 5-star condo, pound 25 million, sky the limit, and I'm in the race, blood, love, and then however many views in the date of May 26, 2014, right?
yes,
Do you know who a performer Lil Wayne is?
yes.
And do you know the relationship, if any, between Lil Wayne and Brian Birdman Williams?
Not at this moment.
Did you know about it before?
Yes,
Okay. And do you recognize, if you do, the picture behind your child? Do you recognize that as a picture of Lil Wayne as a child?
yes,
Okay. And does that help orient you where this photograph may be taken?
no,
Does it help orient you in what your son wrote about at Birdman 5-star condo?
yes.
Okay. And how do you interpret that?
He had Birdman condo.
Okay. All right. And he's making a hand sign gesture or something with Mr. Williams. Is that all fair?
Yes,
Okay. And do you know at that time whether your observation that Mr. Williams and your son are friends?
at that time, yes.
Okay. I'd like to go, it's already in evidence, Your Honor. And it's Mr. Williams exhibit number 30. And the same thing, Mr. Thomas, once Mr. Kokomo shows it. And this is, again, just to orient you, this is Mr. Williams exhibit number 30. And it is, again, posted by your child, big business _entertainment _nut. Fair to say?
Yes.
On social media. And then do you recognize the top? I'm going to say that image that was posted or uploaded by your child has like 3 different pictures. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. The top picture, do you recognize who that is?
Mr. Williams.
Okay. And then in the middle picture, do you recognize who that is?
Birdman.
And do you recognize the young lady who's next to him?
No.
Okay. And would it help in the center of what your child posted? Do you see where it says presents Rich Gang and then star, then YMCMB? You see that?
Yes.
Do you know what YMCMB stands for by any chance?
No.
Okay. And then underneath in the biggest letters here in cursive, it says Flashy Lifestyle. Can you see that?
Yes.
And then underneath it, episode 5.
Yes.
Featuring Thugger. You know who Thugger may refer to?
Yes.
Who's that?
Jeffrey Williams.
Okay. And then you see where it says and Paris Hilton?
Yes.
Do you know who Paris Hilton is?
Yes.
Does that look like her?
Yes.
Okay. And then underneath that, you see where it says watch now on World Starship. I think I did that right. No, I didn't. WorldStarHipHop.com. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. And then underneath it, is that another picture of Miss Hilton?
Yes.
All right. And then at the bottom, if you keep scrolling down, because Mr. Kokomo blew it up, but you see the date of August 9, 2014?
Yes.
All right. And at that time, your child is promoting, that's my word. If it's not the right word, just say, I disagree with it. Promoting this lifestyle flashy episode 5. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right. The next one I'd like to show you is an evidence, and it is State's Exhibit number 330Y, and it is in evidence. Well, Mr. oh, never mind. Okay, do you remember seeing this earlier?
Yes.
And you said you recognized that you introduced it. It was introduced through you.
Yes.
Remember that? Okay. Just to orient, this is State's Exhibit number 3Y, and it's again your child's social media posting or uploading, right?
Yes.
And that's a picture on your child's social media account, big business _ENT_nut, right?
Yes.
And then that's your son. And I think you had a little, you couldn't tell earlier, but that's going to be the hands, the prayer hands, right?
Yes.
In the, you know what I'm referring to in the,
On his medallion.
yes. Okay. And next to your child is a gentleman named Gervin, goes by Fly Henry. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And you identify.
Okay, yeah, I just realized it's 11 o'clock and court starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow. And I got to be there at 8:30.
You got to bed.
Yeah, I got to go to bed, guys. We're going to continue this tomorrow, but I need to get I need to go to bed. I just realized that. Okay, guys.
Good night, Miss Sylvia.
Good night, everybody. I apologize, but I have to get to bed if y'all want me up in the morning. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.